Hey, what's up YouTube? It's abluegolfball today with another Pokemon TCG Online video, and today I have for you guys a Wailord EX deck. This is a 250 behemoth of a Pokemon. You might have seen my other Wailord deck, so yes, today we're going to be having another Wailord EX deck. This time we're actually going to be focusing on just the HP, right? Yeah, what do you mean by that? We don't care about Water Veil, no ability here, and no high breaching. We don't care about that. Today, Wailord is just going to be a big, fat sponge, and it's just going to take on a lot of damage, take on a lot of hits, and we're going to use Max Potion to heal everything off. And we'll just use something like Hypnotoxic Laser to kind of accumulate damage over time. Now, this is a deck that does not use energies, and actually, I saw this on my other Wailord video. I think someone mentioned perhaps building a deck around Wailord using it very similar to Snorlax, which we'll feature in this deck as well. But it's just going to be a big sponge, taking on a lot of hits, and then healing it off. So that's going to be the plan here. I already mentioned the supporting Pokemon is going to be Snorlax. It is a non-EX colorless type, 130 HP, beefy Pokemon. Also 4 retreat cost, very huge. But it's got the ability block. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent's active Pokemon can't retreat. And we're going to do a pseudo block as well for our Wailord using Dragalge with Poison Barrier, right? If we poison our opponent, then our opponent can't retreat. So we'll do that and potentially lock our opponent somehow. And that's it for the Pokemon line. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We just want to lock our opponent in the active spot and then use Hypnotoxic Laser and chip away at their points, and then use Wailord as a big sponge to take on hits. For our item cards, we're going to be a very energy disrupting deck, just disrupting energy and things like that. We got Crushing Hammer, 4 of these. Got Dive Ball, 1 of these to search for the Wailord. We got Enhance Hammer, 2 of these to get rid of the special energies, 4 Hypnotoxic Lasers, and 4 Max Potions to heal everything off. Only 1 Switch. Our Pokemon are pretty heavy, but you never know when Switch can come in handy. Mostly for Dragalge. We got the Ultra Ball here. 2 of these works pretty well just to get Snorlax and things like that out. We have VS Seeker. We got 9 of these. Oh, wait, what? 9? I meant to say we got 3 of these. Sorry, 3 VS Seekers. I have 9 in my collection, so there you go. 1 Colress, 2 Lysanders, 1 Lysander's trump card, 3 Ends, 2 Pokemon Center Ladies just to heal and remove special conditions from Snorlax and Wailord. We got Professor Birch's Observation to search out and just draw more cards. We got Juniper, 4 of these, and Shadow Triad. This way we can get Hypnotoxic Lasers back into our hand and then play them right away. And since we're playing 3 VS Seekers, we can play Hypnotoxic Laser 3 more times by using Shadow Triad. So pretty smooth there. We got Team Flare, Grunt. This way, if we play against Seismitoad and we can't use Crushing Hammers, we can use Team Flare Grunt to discard the energy. We also have Zerosic, 1 of these to, if we're running into Seismitoad or Trevenant or something like that that uses DCEs, we can get rid of that as well. Verbank City Gym is going to be the stadium of choice. That way the poison damage accumulates over time. And then we got Rock Guard. We play this, and if our opponent wants to attack us, they're going to take 60 more damage. And then, of course, Rocky Helmets. And that's it. There's no energies. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and see this Wailord EX deck on Pokemon TCG Online. Okay, looks like we're playing against Black Waltz 002. It's a fighting and metal deck. My opponent gets to go first. No, we get to go first. That's good. I always like to go first, slowing down our opponent from evolving. And woo, we couldn't draw into a basic. We actually start with a Squirrel. That's pretty inconvenient. So here we go. We got a couple things that we can do here. Definitely want to hang on to the Switch. So what I'd like to do is maybe discard the Hypnotoxic Laser and even a Crushing Hammer. So this way, what we're going to do is we're going to get a Snorlax, and so it would force our opponent to not... Oh, no, not a Snorlax. We're weak against fighting type. So let's go ahead. We'll get the Wailord, and we'll go for the Switch here, and then we'll play this here, get the Hypnotoxic Laser, and hang on to our Crushing Hammer. And so the next turn my opponent plays an energy, we'll just play the Crushing Hammer and go on our merry way. So if my opponent does not Lysander out this Squirrel, then we should be in good hands. That's not a State Farm reference, but if anything, if we could probably survive a couple turns. Ooh, we see a Rhydon. I think this might be some kind of Rhyperior deck. That could be a possibility. We see the energy drop onto the Rhydon, or oh, did I say Rhydon? I meant a Rhyhorn. So okay, let's go for this here. We even get heads, and we will end the turn. My opponent accumulating damage over time. Too bad we don't have the Verbank City Gym. Right now, my opponent will probably pass out from the turn if my opponent doesn't retreat. That's if we had Verbank City Gym, because that would have been 30 damage in each turn. Ooh, we see a DCE. We even see a Fighting Stadium. And that's it. Passing the turn. We get a Zero Sick. We'll discard that over there. Wow, my deck is annoying. I feel kind of bad. Man, too bad we don't have our Dragology out here. Landorus would be, ooh, an Aggron Spirit Link. Oh, that's cool. That could actually almost knock out our Wailord. So we're just going to end the turn there. The Rhyhorn over here is just kind of chillaxing. It weighs 253 pounds. Wow. And it's only 3 foot tall. Alright, so okay, we even get a Rocky Helmet. That's pretty fun. We'll end the turn here. The Landorus is just taking damage. My opponent has yet to put another energy on the board. And we see a Trick Shovel. Oh, that could be devastating if my opponent Trick Shovels his own deck. Or mine, actually. Looks like he Trick Shovels. Who knows what he did. Okay, so he does. Oh, a gold potion. That's interesting. We even get another Wailord, but we're gonna hang on to that. I don't actually want to play it right now. This is an extremely slow game. We are just passing the turn left and right. No one knows what's going on here. Okay, my opponent was able to get the Rhydon here. He's playing the Rhydon from the XY base set. I think this Rhyhorn is from there as well. We get the Snorlax. Definitely don't want to play that. We're going to end the turn here. Snorlax is a huge target to just get one-shotted, especially if my opponent was able to get Sky Lariat powered up. Oh, we see the Rhyperior from Primal Clash with Barrier. We can't use Lysander on it. Nor can we use our crushing hammers or anything. Oh, that is a bit of a shame. So let's go ahead. We'll just, I guess, do that right here, I suppose. And can't use Lysander. But if Rhyperior does come out, we can't use Hypnotoxic Laser either. The only thing is, if Rhyperior tries to attack the Wailord, the Rhyperior will just have to eat my Rocky Helmet, I guess. But okay, ooh. The Landorus goes for that, takes the hit. I'm okay with that. We'll just end the turn. We can use Pokemon Center Lady. If my opponent chooses to hit us again, that would be a knockout on the Landorus. I'm okay with that as well. I don't think, let's see, discard the top card of your opponent's deck. It looks like my opponent has a discarding type deck, some kind of milling deck to deck myself out, I guess, to deck my that's one way to play the game, I suppose, and make someone lose. Okay, it looks like my opponent is gonna go for the discards a Hypnotoxic Laser. That's pretty devastating. That means we only have one left in the deck, or we could have one in the prize card, and that's 2 Trick Shovels played already. We'll have to wait and see if my opponent plays. I'm assuming my opponent plays 2 more left in the deck. If not, maybe 2 more in the discard. But okay, we see the Landorus out there. I mean, I don't know. Sure, why not? Let's just go with this Hypnotoxic Laser. Putting that guy to sleep. Can't retreat, I guess. Okay, look at that. Can't retreat either, unless my opponent has a switch. The Rhyperior will take a while to power up. We do have a Lysander Strum card. We can get all 3 of these back, and we do have 3 VS Seekers. We can play for the Shadow Triad and play for the Hypnotoxic Lasers if need be. So again, with the Rhyperior, we can't use item cards, right? Whenever your opponent plays a trainer card, excluding Pokemon, tools, and stadium cards. So that means supporters and item cards like Hypnotoxic Laser won't work. And wow, we even see the Aggron EX. My opponent already discarding the 2 Spirit Links and even a special energy over here. Ooh, a Mega Aggron is in the discard pile as well. My opponent does wake up, but it doesn't matter. My opponent does fall asleep. So, wow, we get a couple max potions here. We get the N. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing I'm interested in getting right now, so I'm just gonna end my turn. We'll play it very slow. We just gotta be very patient with this deck. We see the Metal Energy play on the Aggron. We see the Ocarina probably going for another Trick Shovel, I would assume. The Rhyperior is going to take a while to power up. I mean, wow. We could see a DCE. We could see... oh, never mind. We see in Pokemon... Oh, we see the Evil Soda. So there's that. My opponent takes on 20 damage there. And we even get another Wailord to boot. Might as well go ahead and grab that last Wailord, I suppose. My opponent has 5 cards. I don't want to play an N and end myself down to less. So we're just going to end the turn there. My opponent can definitely power up the Rhyperior. We have 2 max potions in our hand. We have yet to see my opponent play any ends. But yeah, once again, this is going to be a very slow deck, very slow, drawn-out deck. My opponent has 21 cards left while we have 33. Oh, man, prepare your guys. Prepare yourself for a very long match. Very long and just an agonizing battle. So we see my opponent has... no strong energies yet, but can still do 100 damage on our Wailord. So, as of right now, I don't think my opponent does anything in particular with you know, special conditions. So let's just go ahead. We'll just go with the Pokemon Center Lady and end the turn. I don't think I'm in any immediate threat. Doesn't look like the Aggron EX is going to come out anytime soon. We see my opponent play an Ether for a Professor Juniper, which he can't get. We see the Evil Soda go for another Rhyperior. So 2 Rhyperiors in play. One's already powered up. We see the Juniper discarding the Fighting Stadium. It's good news for us, I suppose. We see a shield energy. Doesn't really matter. We don't really attack anyways. Oh wow, my opponent was able to get the Ether right there too. So the Aggron EX is powered up, basically powered up, and also the Rhyperior is powered up. So we gotta wait and see what my opponent does. My opponent hits us for 80. And oh man, that's actually pretty scary. I'm gonna go ahead. We'll just max potion now. Why not? Why the heck not? So, okay. I think we got a couple choices here. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna get rid of the Snorlax. Let's go with the Dragalge. That way, we can evolve over here, and we'll play the end. We're saving those 2. And ooh, we can even get rid of this energy there. We have the VS Seeker. We can go ahead and get that Hypnotoxic Laser for the next turn and end the turn there. So if my opponent wants to attack again, we'll just be chipping away at 20 damage per turn. Ooh, another energy gets dropped over here. And we see the Steel Headbutt once again hitting the the Wailord. My opponent is taking 20 per turn, but you know what? Let's go ahead. We'll switch into this. So my opponent will be taking 60 per turn. And right now, let's go for why not? Why the heck not? Let's go for the Shadow Triad and do the Hypnotoxic Laser. Maybe we can flip heads, and my opponent. Oh, never mind. We flip tails, but that's all right. I don't mind. This is going to be just one of those decks, one of those days. Okay. So let's see. Aggron here. Ooh, Aggron can do Raging Hammer. We don't see the Spirit Link yet. And, oh man, I got a Juniper away, my Juniper and my N. We even get another one of these. It's a little too late now. My opponent can definitely evolve and with the Spirit Link and whatnot. But we're going to end the turn here. My opponent can attack, but we'll basically get a knockout. Raging Hammer would basically pretty much knock us out. I would suppose it does 60 plus a ton more damage. And we do have the Lysander Strum card that we can play. That would always be pretty good for us as well. My opponent would end up getting all his stuff back, including the Spirit Links. But I don't know. I'm not sure. So yeah, it's a horse apiece. We get an EX, he gets an EX. Definitely will be promoting the Wailord over here. Let's see, we got the Rhyperior that would most likely come out to play. Or not. We see a Landorus that comes out to play. Interesting. Yeah, we can't really do much else here. These Team Flare Grunts are pretty useless. Let's see, what can we do? What I'd like to do is, yeah, I think what I'd like to do is probably go for the Juniper so we can discard our hand in the next turn. But let's just go for this, and we flip tails. I actually want to just go for, Well, let's see. We can Lysander out the Rhyhorn and maybe buy a turn. That's always an option there. Or we can Team Flare Grunt and discard an energy. That could work as well. At some point, I would like to do a Lysander's trump card. Yeah, I think what I want to do is we'll just Lysander out the Rhyhorn and we're going to end the turn. So if my opponent has a switch, my opponent has a switch. But if my opponent doesn't have a switch, then yeah, we basically will buy a turn. Oh, we see a Trick Shovel. I don't really mind. Oh, we even see a Max Potion. That is a shame. You know, if we play the Lysander trump card, my opponent would get all of his Trick Shovels back, which I suppose I'm willing to take a chance, I guess. We do see, we could see a dig out, but we don't. So, okay, so let's just go ahead. We will go for the, why not? Okay. He gets his A-Spec, we get ours. I will go ahead, we'll play the Dive Ball, get another Wailord into play. And yeah, that's about it. Let's go ahead, we'll end our turn. We don't really need Snorlax. Snorlax will just get in the way at this point. And it's a bummer we can't use the Enhanced Hammer on Rhyperior. And my opponent doesn't have any other special energies anywhere else. My opponent could definitely play a special energy onto the Rhyhorn and and play, you know, attack for a Horn Drill, but that would be pretty silly. My opponent here goes for a Karina. We can see a Rhydon, yep, a Rhydon coming into play. At this point, I actually wouldn't mind playing Team Flare Grunts, just to discard more energies, and yeah, hopefully slow down my opponent for a little bit. Oh, I apologize for that. There was a bug that flew right past my face. Either that or it was a piece of dust. Okay, so the Rhydon gets evolved. We could see a Horn Drill. Ooh boy, Horn Drill. And we'll just counter that right there. Let's go ahead. We'll get rid of this, and we'll get rid of that, and yeah, that's it. And the next turn, if my opponent evolves, then we can't use the Team Flare Grunt. But oh, counters my Stadium anyway. Touche. And okay, looks like this is just going to be a very slow game. There we go. My opponent evolves into the Rhyperior for retreat cost. It's going to take a while for my opponent to power this guy up. So we'll just go ahead and yeah. Just kind of play it slow. Ooh, the Gold Potion gets discarded on another special energy. We see the Mega Aggron get discarded. We see an Ether for a DCE. That doesn't work for Ether because it's got to be a basic energy. That's a bummer there. We see a Evil Soda going for nothing because there's 3 Rhyperiors out here. That is ridiculous. Another Evil Soda just thinning out my opponent's deck. I'm sure those cards are useless for my opponent at this point. My opponent plays a Trick Shovel. Hopefully we don't see a Max Potion get discarded. That would be pretty devastating. Otherwise, there's a handful of other things that can get discarded. Ooh, Hypnotoxic Laser, but it doesn't really matter. We can't laser the Rhyperior anyways. So, you know, at this point, let's see. Yeah, excluding. So we can't use. Why is this thing highlighted when we can't use it? That's interesting. So let's just go ahead. We'll Max Potion this way, and then we'll Juniper our hand away. So we get a handful of these Crushing Hammers, and wow, we flip tails for all of them. What? We flip tails for every single one. Are you kidding me? That's hilarious. Yeah, we do have a Colress that we can hang on to next turn, and we're gonna end our turn right here. So the Rhyperior, this is just going to be a slow, absolutely slow, drawn-out matchup here. My opponent does evolve into the Mega Aggron, not losing his turn. We even see the special Shield Energy drop over there. And yeah, we'll just go ahead. Let's just get rid of that. At least we got something to work for us. Definitely going to go for a Colress. We do get the Rock Guard right here. And why not play this last one? And what? We get another Tails. Wow, that is just devastating. Let's go ahead. We'll play this here. And yeah, I guess we'll just end the turn. If my opponent wants to attack the Wailord, my opponent would need to do that. And at some point, I think what I'd like to do is we'll switch into this guy here, and we'll even hang on to the Lysander's trump card. That way, if my opponent keeps milling us to death, we would have something to respond with. And why not? We'll go with the Colress and draw into another big hand size. So we even get another max potion that we can hang on to. I'm going to end my turn. This is just, oh, this is too funny. We are actually in the prize lead, and yeah, it's a shame that we can't really affect these Rhyperiors. My opponent would slowly power up, you know, the Rhyperior right now. Yeah, I suppose we can do a couple of things. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Shadow Triad, get the Hypnotoxic Laser, and end the turn there. So if my opponent doesn't play an N, what I'm going to do is Lysander out the Landorus, and then just Hypnotoxic Laser the Landorus. Ooh, we see a Aggron Spirit Link. I'm not sure what that's about. But okay, here we go. We'll bring this guy out, and oh darn, wrong one. I brought out the Landorus. Probably should have brought out the Mega Aggron, but at some point we got to get a 3 prize knockout anyways. Might as well just go for the Landorus. At some point, I will draw into the other Lysander and Lysander that out. So I'm going to hang on to the Hypnotoxic Laser here, and we're just going to end the turn. So there it is. The Landorus stays asleep. It's a shame we don't have our Verbank City Gym. That way we can speed up the knocking out process here. My opponent goes for another Ether. Wow, how many Ethers does my opponent play? And my opponent whiffed on all these Ethers. The Landorus won't be able to retreat, and I don't think my opponent has... yeah, I don't think my opponent has the switch. So we're just going to go ahead. We're going to end the turn here. We're going to play it very slow. This is just a super slow, drawn-out match. We see the Aggron here. My opponent does hit us for 40 and does pass out. We take the prize. I would like to see the Mega Aggron come out to play, but that's not happening. So... let's see, not too much we can do here. I'm actually going to just discard the Snorlax and kind of thin out our deck a little bit and take a peek. So we see a Zero Sick there. We do have the Lysander right there and another Hypnotoxic Laser. So hopefully my opponent does not discard the Lysander. If anything, we do have a Lysander trump card. So let's just go ahead. We will grab the Scralp and just hang on to it. And then we'll just end our turn. We, yeah, don't want to play an N, and my opponent would get a couple more cards. We don't want to put ourselves. We don't want to play Juniper and put ourselves at a disadvantage in terms of the number of cards that we have. So there we go. My opponent discards. Oh, that is devastating. My opponent discards. Yeah, the my VS Seeker. So I wonder, can I do that? Wow, it's just me, or I played Zero Sick on it. Interesting. Yeah, I suppose we'll go with this here. I can't do much else. I'll just end the turn. Hopefully we can draw into the Lysander. I still have my Hypnotoxic Laser here. And okay, nothing else happened. It's strange. How was I able to discard that? I'm not too sure. So we did get the Lysander's trump card. That's good news, meaning my opponent won't be able to discard that at the very least. That way we can at least you know, use Lysander's trump card if need be. But my opponent plays a Juniper, and oddly enough, okay, so well, we'll just go ahead. I think we can. It's pretty safe to. So what I don't want to see is a Muscle Band. And if my opponent plays a Muscle Band, that would actually knock us out. I think. Does 100? You know what? I think I'm just gonna hang on to. I'm just gonna hang on to this. I don't think my opponent should be able to knock us out. Let's see, we see an Ether again. So many Ethers. We see a Karina. If my opponent plays for the Muscle Band, I think my opponent has a shot, right? Does my opponent have a shot at knocking us out? I don't think so. Oh boy, here it is, a Trick Shovel. Hopefully it's not the Lysander. I would be pretty devastated if we... Okay, never mind. It's just an N, so I'm not too concerned there. What we'll do next is definitely just max potion everything off. And yeah, go on our merry way. So, wow, this deck is is so slow. Poor Wailord, just taking a beating over and over again. There it is, 120 damage. My opponent does not. I forgot about. Yeah, so my opponent had the what is this, the Fighting Stadium, but he was a little bit short. And we'll just go ahead. We'll heal everything off. And darn, we still did not get the still didn't get the Lysander. So my opponent's down to 4 cards. We're down to 7. My opponent can definitely mill us a couple more cards. At some point, if we're down to like 1 or 2, I will play the Lysander's trump card and go for that. My heals are all prized. Oh, that is a shame. That is a bummer. Luckily, my heals weren't. Let's see. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it is pretty cute, huh? I totally agree. So we'll have to see. My opponent we haven't seen my opponent play a Starling Megaphone, which is pretty lucky for us. Yeah, so oh boy, the Mega Aggron over here is getting all powered up, and wow, my opponent opts to retreat. Interesting. My opponent definitely can do a Megaton Slam and hit us for 240 damage, but you know, lucky for us, we'll just kind of heal that off, and then we'll just go with this right here. So there we go. Here's the poison. Yeah, I think that's about it. We'll end the turn, and looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 max potions are in the discard pile. My opponent goes for a Trick Shovel. We are down to 5. My opponent is down to 3. My opponent definitely can flip heads again and do a ton of damage. Here's the Karina. My opponent would be able to go for a Evil Soda. Well, I mean, my opponent doesn't have any more Pokemon in his deck, so okay, we get hit for 120, and yeah, at this point, I just gotta cross my fingers and hope my opponent doesn't flip heads, right? So even if my opponent flips heads, my opponent's down to 1 card, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. If my opponent flips tails, we'll just use the Pokemon Center Lady one more time, and I mean, even if he flips tails, my opponent would be hitting us for 120 damage. That's still a ton of damage. Definitely putting the Wailord in knockout range for 1 more turn, but my opponent is down to 1 card. And there we go. My opponent decides to use Juniper, and even if my opponent flips heads, it would be game over. All I need to do is pass the turn, and that would be it. So, all right. Oh man. Oh yeah. Last card. He says the last card was Pokemon Center Lady. So both the Aggron would get knocked out by poison damage, and the Aggron would oh wow, decking out and being passed out by poison damage. Whew. And we take the last prize as well. That's it for the game. And yeah. Well, GG. And there it is. We will go with this Wailord. Oh wow, Wailord EX. What a hilarious deck. Oh, that was a ton of fun. So let me know. That was actually a very long match too. My opponent was down to 12 minutes. We were down to 15. And 0 damage dealt, almost 1,000 damage healed. Have you guys seen that before? Oh man, my opponent's attack was 240 damage. My opponent dealt 1,650 damage. But at the end of the day, we pulled off the win. No MVPs. Yeah, right. Wailord was the MVP. Excuse me. We took all 6 prizes. 84 cards were drawn. Both sides took. We drew a lot of cards over. Over the course of the match. But alright, let me know in the comments below what do you guys think of this deck. If you guys have any more deck ideas, please shoot them at me and I'll see to it if I can build them. Yeah, definitely have some more content for you guys soon. You guys have a good day. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.